And the playing field is moving with time. So let's look at some lessons from another sector than consumer goods. Let's look at the fashion sector. The department stores, they were the king of fashion retail in my youth, and they were there until the 70s and the 80s, and they were the unmatched rulers of the mass market fashion sector. They were at the crossroads of the traffic at that time, the middle of the town. This is in Düsseldorf in Germany, Karstadt. And they were indeed in that no compromise position. They were very happy to be there, and we were all happy to go there. What happened? In the last few decades of the last century, there were new players who started to push on the value, and others who started to push on the price, and some did both. And what happened? The whole playing field started to move. At first, it didn't move too much, and the department store bosses didn't notice. Well, they weren't looking out of the window very much anyway, because many department stores were run by families who were already in their 4th or 5th generation. Many department stores started at the end of the 1900s, beginning of the 20th century. So they weren't looking there, they were counting their money or making a row in the family who got the most money. And so the market, in the meantime, just moved and moved and moved. Hypermarkets were big movers there. And all of a sudden, they were out of the market. And that explains why mass market department stores have collapsed in the past years in many countries. This is in Britain, Woolworth. But I can tell the same story of Hertie, Karstadt. Karstadt is now on artificial respiration and rescued from bankruptcy, but I won't expect that that will last more than another 5 years. And then we'll see stores like this. The same deadly disease is hitting other large services like hypermarkets. This is a picture of Real. Guys, could we take the blue light on the right away a bit, because it's blowing away my slides. The hypermarket is at the end of its life cycle. We see the same thing happening in Switzerland. The 3M of Migros is still doing pretty well in food. But non-food is a disaster area. All the non-food that they used to sell in the second half of the 20th century is now very, very hard. That's not something typical for Switzerland. We see it everywhere. Less frequency, lower tickets, and they're captured in gigantic, unmovable, inflexible buildings. That makes life difficult. You cannot move away very quickly. So what happens there? Again, they used to be the second half, or let's say the second quarter of the last quarter of the 20th century. The hypermarkets were the king. They were the no-compromise players. Then others start to move, both on value and on price, and the market moves this way in many countries, and that's making it for hypermarkets very difficult to get back in, especially because of the inflexibility of their real estate. So we're still getting it so far, no comments yet. We're making it even one more step complex.